And this is from a book, Travel by Haiku. It's available for sale. If you like the words, you can pick up a copy. They're for sale in the back. This section is called I Am the Rain, and We Are the Cosmos. From another realm comes water for the surface, giving land its life. Seasons turn over, summer born out of the spring, and the earth stays green. Slowly fading down now, the sun takes its good old time, letting nighttime grow. The Milky Way glows even brighter the longer you look at it, the later it gets. The cool reflection in a holy alpine lake changes perspective. So many airplanes zigzag overhead, not knowing what lies below. How far out is it to think? Spaceship Earth, passing through a cloud of meteors. Moonlight, moon vision. Water is all around us. Tidal waves within. The river and its handshake with the full moon. There is one song to the waterfall, made up of so many voices. Good thing this planet goes round. The sun is always setting somewhere, everywhere. The thoughtful tree at the base of the waterfall says, "Stay still and watch the groundhog cross the river rocks, minding his balance." Next. We sleep nestled in with giants, glowing under golden rays of light. A little redwood fairy ring forms and soaks up the moonlight. We sleep in gold needles, redwood towering above. Forest floor is silent. A walk with dinosaurs, sleeping in old subway cars made of fallen wood. The woods, they call out to us, a humble chorus. The trees, they creak in the wind. You don't need to make art, the redwood tree says. The redwood tree is enough art already. There are secrets in these redwoods that only the trees themselves can tell. The magic of a tree is looking up at it. Stand back and stare up. Height awakens peace of mind, of spirit. Look up. See? An ancient remedy. Stand in awe, height so tall, it'll make you question your reality. Earth awakens the mystery we all hold within our swollen trunks. Take notice of the fresh air and red amber seeping in with the sun through the branches. Humans stood in these woods 40,000 years ago. Not too much has changed. But imagine just for a moment, imagine the woods without trees. Then where would you stand tall and look up? Thank you. It's very different, obviously. It's very dry. It's very alien to the normal eye. It's I mean, for an East Coaster, it's a very strange and I don't know, surreal place. I mean, there's gestures out there. There's all sorts of mysticism out there. There's all sorts of magic out there. The last time I was in the desert, I was with a friend, and we were driving down. We were driving down the highway to go to Big Bend National Park in Texas. Now, Big Bend it's a pretty incredible place. It's the least visited national park in the United States. For some reason, I mean, I think it's just because it's so far out and it's so distant from everywhere else. It just has no. I mean, for most people, it's not a place that you go through. But the desert there is I don't know. It's crazy. It's up against the Rio Grande River, which at that point is only it's only about maybe a foot deep. You can walk. You can actually cross it. You can walk across the Mexican American border down there very easily. It only comes up to your shins, so you can just like trek across into Mexico. And that was an interesting time. I mean, we actually went to a protest where there was actually a town that was basically divided up. I mean, you know, some towns don't pay attention to borders. Some towns don't weren't made with countries in mind. So this was a town that existed before the U.S. and Mexico were actual things, and it was a town that coexisted across this river because they could just walk across to go to work or walk across to go to school. And then 9/11 happened, and all this fear raged through this country. Of course, we all know that. And so the border patrols shut down the border, which, I mean, you can't really shut down a river, and they didn't really build a wall. It's just like you get caught crossing a river, it's a big deal. So there's a protest that happens there every year where bands show up, and it's an all-day festival. And bands show up, and there's bands playing on both sides of the border. And so you have in Mexico, you have all these mariachi bands that set up and play mariachi songs, or there's these Mexican folk bands that play. And then on the Texan side, you have all these amazing country folk stars, like, and really good blues folk artists, and just amazing like cowboys just like playing their hearts out. And it goes back and forth, and it's just this beautiful thing, because there's in the middle there's this river, and everyone is dancing along. They're dancing together. There is no border. They're one town. They don't pay attention to some government's idea of how people should be marginalized or split up. They celebrate each other, and they come together. And the protest is a protest, but it's a protest the way a protest should be, where it's one big party. It's a celebration. It's a coming together. It's a positivity infusion. It's I don't know. It's just an amazing thing. And on both sides, beyond just being music, there's food. So you have all this really good like Texan barbecue cooked on one side, and all these really really good like Mexican like tacos and like burritos on the other side, and just this amazing sensation of like all these people just celebrating. In that trip with that friend, we were driving through the desert, and a pretty magical thing happened, which was as I drive along, I tend to stop when I see a dead bird on the side of the road. Not any bird. I don't really pick up seagulls or penguins pigeons. But I don't know, if I saw a penguin on the side of the road, I'd probably stop and be like, what? But yeah, no, I don't. So I make dream catchers, and I don't know. It's nice when you see like a red-tailed hawk. It's like, oh, well, that's a beautiful bird. I should have one of those feathers. Pass it on to someone special. And so I was going through Texas, and out there there's a lot of vultures. Big, incredible, beastly birds that are scavenging everything, and you see them everywhere because they're picking up everything too. And there's one day where we were driving through the desert, and I saw a vulture on the side of the road, and I hopped out right away, and I went and grabbed some of its feathers, and they're really beautiful.